Shalom Aleichem, everyone. Hope everyone had a wonderful, wonderful week. This week is Parshas Vayechi. And Yaakov, at the end of his life, he brings Yosef into him and he says, listen, Hishav Ali, I want you to take a shvuah that I'll not take Bereni b'Mitzrayim. I don't want to be buried in Mitzrayim. I want to be buried in Hebron, in the Ras Makpelah, with my forefathers. That's where I want my ultimate resting place to be. And indeed, the pasuk tells us, Vayomer Hishav Ali, Yaakov demands a shvuah, Vayishav alo, and Yosef takes the shvuah. And the Ramban asks a basic question. Was Yaakov really suspicious that Yosef wouldn't fulfill his wishes? That he had to go and make him take a shvuah? Lo haya Yaakov choshed b'bno hatzadik. Was he choshed him that he wouldn't fulfill his wishes? Yosef loved Yaakov. Yaakov loved Yosef. He's not going to go ahead and he needs a shvuah. It's not going to happen otherwise. So comes along the Ramban. The Ramban says a couple of important ideas. He says, number one, he wanted to impress upon Paro how significant, how important this was. Maybe Paro won't let Yosef go, maybe he won't let it happen, and therefore, to be chazik for Paro, that's why it was necessary. That's pshat number one. And then the Ramban adds, V'gam Yosef, Yitztarech yoter lishtadel be'inyan mipnei hashvua. That even Yosef himself, the shul was for Yosef. Why? Because, of course, Yaakov had full confidence. But life happens. Things happen. Sometimes there might have become like a legitimate excuse that Yosef would have had. Tremendous issues. Traffic. Something that's a legitimate excuse. And basically, what Yaakov is demanding of Yosef is, please, do everything you can to overcome even the legitimate excuses. Go ahead and lishtadel as much as you can to make sure it happens, even if it would be justified not to. In other words, even Yosef, the shvuah, cements the idea, its importance, its chizuk. And this is a fundamental yesod that the Balei Musa write, is that sometimes, yes, we want to do something, but by enforcing it, making ourselves do something to make ourselves compelled to do so, that's going to enable us to bring it home. I'll give you an example. After my father's Ptira, Olav Shalom, so I decided I wanted to go ahead and learn the Daf Yomi every single day, Bezrat Hashem, be on a path to be Messiah Shas Le'ilui Nishmas, my father and my mother. And I know human condition is you start something with a lot of earnest, with a lot of vim, with a lot of vigor, with a real good intention. But life happens. Things happen. You get busy. You're running a yeshiva. You have a mishpacha, this, that, and the other things. So many things happen. And therefore, you have legitimate excuses to drop off. So I know myself. I know that I don't like to waste money. So what I decided to do was I was going to order a monthly subscription to the Mesifta Gemaras because I don't like to waste money. And therefore, I'm going to get this monthly subscription. And if I'm spending the money on these new Gemaras, I want to make sure they're going to go to use. And that activity for me was making myself into a mukhrach. That was like a shvuah that I was taking, that even if legitimate excuses will come up, I, Bezrat Hashem, continue plowing forward. A person might want to lose weight, and he always fails, he always starts, and then stops. So maybe make a public statement. This is what I'm going to do. Make it public. And thereby, wow, that like compels you, that makes you this external impetus to make sure it happens. That's, I think, the message that the Ramban is telling us. That, of course, Yosef didn't need it, but just in case, maybe legitimate excuses would arise. So to overcome those, the shvuah is in place. And all the time we need to do these kinds of things to motivate us, to give us the chizuk that even when, yes, there might be an excuse, to go ahead and still nevertheless push through that role of the shvuah to make us into a mukhrach. Have a wonderful Shabbos Kodesh. So our Torah is dedicated by the Goldman family, Lilu Nishmas, Azriel's grandmother, Mr. and Mrs. Goldman's mother, Shendel Luba, Bas Tzvi, Alei Shalom. The neshama should have an aliyah.